Hello, this is Jack Askew from Teaching ESL Online. In this video, we're going to look at a method that you can use so that you can help your students when it comes to their speaking. And it's a way for them to get more practice and a way for you to evaluate them. And this works if you're teaching one-to-one online, group lessons online, or in a more traditional setting like group lessons in a language school. So keep watching to find out what this method is. So before I talk about the method, I wanted just to talk about the problem, and the problem being that students struggle most with speaking. And I'm sure you found this because I have, when I ask my learners in my community what they have the biggest problems with, it's always speaking. I find it difficult to speak. I really want to improve my speaking, etc. And there are many reasons for this, I believe, but one of the biggest reasons is that they don't get enough practice and evaluation. So this is true when you're thinking about learners in a group environment where they're in a classroom. It's very difficult for everyone to get the practice they need and for us as teachers to evaluate everyone. And it's also true when you think about individual students as well, when they're self-studying, they're learning English on their own. They do things which are easier to do. Finding someone to speak with costs time, money, and sometimes, it's difficult to find someone. So therefore, students aren't getting enough practice and evaluation with the speaking skill. So there's a method to solve this problem, and it's actually adapted from somebody called Dowson Ness, and I'll leave a link below to his website. But it basically works like this. We focus on speaking at home. So no matter what kind of lesson you have, if you're working online or in a language school, then we can give more speaking practice at home. Your learner, what they do at home, they listen to a question or a series of questions, and we can upload these questions to apps like SoundCloud, for example. They then record their answers to these questions and send them to us. Okay, so they're actually recording their answers at home using whatever device they can use and send these answers over to us. And then we can evaluate them using something like SoundCloud. And I'll just go into my screen and share my screen now and show you exactly how you can use this method. Here we are on my website. And what I've done is I've uploaded different types of exam questions for the IELTS speaking exam. And you can see part 1, part 2, part 3. And these just represent, typical questions you get asked in the IELTS speaking exam. So you can just listen to question 1. Can you tell me something about your hometown? So the student can listen to this question and then they go to SoundCloud. Now, on SoundCloud, they can either upload a file that they've already recorded or simply just press record here. So if we do this and go through these little stages, then they can start speaking here and whatever they answer will be recorded onto SoundCloud. Once you've done that, you can upload your recording, okay, and it will just process here. Then you can save it, maybe as a private track if you don't want anyone to see it. And then within here, you can then share it to whoever it is on SoundCloud. So obviously you'll have your own SoundCloud account as a teacher, and they can message this recording to you. And then as a teacher, you're going to see this. And this is an example of one of my students. So here is her answer to part 3 of the exam. And you can see here, this is where I've just left little comments. So some of the comments are, corrections for sentence structure. Some of them are pronunciation. It depends on what you are trying to achieve with the speaking. But this is a great way that you can easily evaluate and then specifically go over the points that the student has made. And the learner can then listen to this back, okay, and go through the comments that you've made and then make corrections to it. So it's a great way for them to get feedback on their speaking and for you to evaluate them. Okay, so hopefully that video gave you a good idea about how you can use this method. And the advantages are that you can evaluate everyone in your class. So even the shy students, you can evaluate them using SoundCloud. It's pretty easy to do. Once your learners get used to using this method, then they'll find it pretty easy. And it's quite straightforward as well to give feedback. And especially if you're asking the same questions. So if you ask the question to 30 students, then you'll know the kind of mistakes your learners make and you can just go through them, just like you're marking any other type of homework. The big advantage is that it gives our learners more speaking practice and obviously the feedback too. So they can practice their speaking at home instead of trying to force everyone to speak in class. And then just to say also, this can work for one-to-one also. So it's not just about thinking in terms of group lessons, but when you're working with people one-to-one, then you can give them this task for homework and it reinforces what you've already gone through in your one-to-one lesson. So thanks for watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up and also subscribe. And then there's a link below, which if you haven't done already, you can download a free guide to online teaching. So see you next time.